Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, it's about 5 a.m. Up early with the roosters. I don't actually hear any roosters, but I'm sure there's some crowing somewhere. That sun's just getting ready to come up. I think I got a decent sleep, I think. It was hot for a while, and then like in the middle of the night, started to get freezing cold in there. But I'm gonna get Goliath fired up here in a few minutes while the girls are getting ready, and then probably gonna move him over and fuel up before we leave here. That way I don't have to stop anywhere else today to get fuel until we land at our final destination, which will hopefully be the Iowa 80 truck stop. All right, we're all fueled up, ready to roll.
Alright guys, we exited at Highway 4. I saw the pilot, decided to go ahead and stop. About time for me to use the restroom. Been driving for almost 6 hours and needed some coffee as well. I really didn't need to stop, but I felt like I just wanted to get out and walk around for a little bit. And Mama S wanted to get out and walk around for a little bit as well. Alright guys, as you can see, 2 fresh cups of coffee. Try not to spill it while I record. I'll tell you what, it is hot out here. You know, it wasn't so bad this morning when we left, but just sweating trying to drive. I gotta get these ACs fixed. You know, the big problem with fixing the AC in Goliath as far as the driver compartment goes is trying to find available parts, trying to get a condenser and an evaporator core and the hoses and lines. All this doesn't have to be custom made, or just try to match it up, because there are no parts lookups for these trucks anymore. You know, the AC compressor maybe, because it's probably use the same one on a bunch of Detroit 60 series, but everything else is going to be tough. Well, guys, just our luck. 94 miles to go. We blew a trailer tire. We are in 74 headed west. We are west of Peoria, and we heard the boom, and there it went, one of them brand new tires. Yep, she's the done for. All right, luckily I got us far enough off of the road because I know people aren't going to move over. The trailer's cattywampus, but at least I should be able to work on it without people trying to drive over me. All right, guys, got the air hose run out, got my tools out. Let's get this done. That's it. Just gotta put tools away. We're done.
9 minutes.
All right, go stop recording. All right, as Katie recorded that, it's only about 9 minutes to swap the tire out. Now, with getting the tools out, putting the tools away, we're probably 15 to 20 minutes total. Now I got to get Goliath back up here on the roadway slowly because trailer's tilted pretty bad. You know, I was running about 70, and it's plenty hot out today. So maybe for this last 92 miles, I'll slow it down. Maybe just do about 63, 64. Almost got the trailer axles up on the pavement. I'm in low right now, just basically letting out the clutch and letting it crawl up slowly. Apparently the phone was overheating because it stopped recording while I was talking to you. But anyway, I got it all back up on now. I got a little bit of a downhill run, so I'm just going to wait until I've got a clear spot. and we're gonna make a run for it. Alright guys, as you can see, we made it to the Iowa 80 truck stop. It's only about 4:30 in the afternoon, and all in all, that's not bad considering we did stop once for a potty / coffee break, and I did have to change a tire on the side of the road. But we still got here early enough that there's plenty of parking. In fact, we got a spot right out front. Now it's a handicap spot. Katie's got her handicap thing with her. So this is where we're gonna call home for the night. We're gonna go inside and get some air conditioning and probably something to eat, because I haven't eaten anything but a banana so far today and a handful of nuts. You know, one of the things that I absolutely love about Iowa 80, and I said this last time we were here, there's just always really cool trucks in the parking lot. Always. All right, everybody, it is about 9 o'clock at night now, and I think it's time we close this video, but we had a couple other issues. So obviously you saw that we got here, and it was hot. It was really hot. In fact, when I got done with the tire change, Katie had looked at the weather as I was climbing back in the truck, and it said that the heat index, it actually felt like it was 110 degrees, which is just crazy. driving in Goliath without air conditioning, I was cooked. I mean, it was hot, I was sweating just driving. And then of course the tire change, I just absolutely saturated. So when we got here, I was hungry because I hadn't eaten, and it was so hot in Goliath, especially now that it wasn't moving, there was no airflow coming in. We decided to hook up the generator, get the AC going, come inside, get something to eat. The idea was when we got done eating, we'd come back out to a relatively cool Goliath, at least. I know it wouldn't be super cool in there yet. It took forever for it to cool down last night. But no, while we were gone, something happened and I don't know what. But we come back out after dinner and the generator had turned off. I don't know why, it was full of fuel. So when the generator turned off, that automatic power inverter kicks in. So it continued to try to run the air conditioning off of the battery bank, which didn't last very long and it killed the batteries. So the inverter, smart enough to know that, hey, let's turn off because the battery is low, so it shut off. So we came out and it was actually hotter in there because we had all the windows closed up trying to get it cool. So then I fired the generator back up, and of course then it's trying to recharge the batteries, so it was using too much power to charge the batteries back up that I couldn't turn the AC back on. We had to wait like another hour and a half for the batteries to get to 100%. And then it still tried to share power. It's not quite working exactly the way I wanted it to, but it's working. And by the way, the driving down the road battery charging, that seems to be all working just fine. The last 2 days, that refrigerator has been running the whole time while we're driving with no generator. And when I stop at the end of the day, keep in mind yesterday was a short day, but today was a good long day. I mean, we drove for 9 hours or something. Battery was 100% charged, refrigerator was ice cold, so all that's working well. Hi guys, and I don't know exactly what I was thinking, but when I started this video out, I told you that when we started the trip out, I told you that my plan was to get to Monteagle last night, which we did. And then the plan was to get here to the Iowa 80 by tonight, which we did. And then tomorrow, we were gonna get to the Chamberlain rest area right there overlooking the Missouri River. And yes, that is possible still, but for some reason I was thinking that it would be a much shorter drive to get there from here than it actually is. So it looks like that's still another 600-mile day, where today we did almost 700 miles, which wasn't bad since we got here at 4:30, had to stop and change a tire along the way. So keep in mind, this is Mama S's first trip out on the road with us, and I think it's a bit much for her. I've got no problem driving all day. It's kind of what I do. But she wants to be able to get out and walk around a little bit more often. So we may end up breaking the remainder of the trip up over another couple of days, a little bit more. So we'll see how that goes. So we may not actually make it to Chamberlain tomorrow. Not sure exactly where we go. Can you guys tell that I'm spinning around with this truck? Watch the background. So maybe tomorrow we'll actually avoid some of the interstates. We're at a spot here where we can kind of cut up through, maybe take 20 across. Be trucking some of the roads that Trucking with Schmidt runs all the time. Maybe that'll be nice. It'll be a little bit more scenery, a little bit slower speeds. That way maybe we won't blow any tires out. And hopefully that'll be a little bit more enjoyable. And maybe if we just make it out to Sioux Falls or maybe even Mitchell, South Dakota tomorrow, maybe that'll be good enough. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. I know this one might be a little bit long because of the tire change and the big downhill grade, but it's what we did today. And some of you guys want to see that, so it's there. So next time I see you, keep those engines running.